What would you do to get by on like, when you have like $400 in the bank account?
I would do random like one night gigs. There was always like these things like Triple Runs back in the 90s, or like there were all these weird clubs that you could play like in Tucson. It's a one nighter and they give you like 300 cash or whatever. But I would do those kind of things. I would also one time the Comedy Store owned a theater called the Richard Pryor Theater. I forgot what street it was on, but it was abandoned. And they told me, there they go, there's people living in there, and you and a bunch of like doormen at the Comedy Store have to go, and this is off the clock of, you know what I mean, and you guys have to clear them out. So we came with sticks and stuff, and you know what I mean? So I would do random weird jobs like that, but I would do anything to make money. Like when I'm desperate for money, I'm willing to do anything.
Yeah.
I'll wash dishes, you know what I mean? I'll do grout work. I don't know what that is, but you know.
Sure.
But I'll I'll spank or whatever, you know what I mean? But
where'd you get that work ethic from?
it's not work ethic. I'm lazy. Ask anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. Sorry, I get energy. Everyone knows I'm a lazy fuckface. I'm very lazy, but I do also want to eat and survive. Also, when was the last time you were poor?
High school, maybe?
Were your parents were poor?
They were very much paycheck to paycheck.
Your
but
parents
like,
were?
Yeah, oh yeah. But it was never the point where like we were ever concerned about like not having food or not having like a roof over our head.
Do you give your parents money now?
To some degree.
What do you mean?
To some degree, I do.
But I know I've always sent my mom money. You know what I mean? It's a good thing to do. I want to be a good son. So you were poor in high school. How about you? When's the last time you were poor?
I don't think I was ever poor, but there were definitely times where I would not, like all of my friends would be going out to eat and I wouldn't buy anything because I didn't have anything.
That's poor.
Oh. My parents had money, they just wouldn't give it to me. Like I just didn't.
Oh. So if there was no time in your 20s, how old are you now?
24.
That's what, 24.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're such a baby.
I was the guy in the friend group that would never eat when we all went.
Why, for like 3 months? I mean, you're only
No,
20 fuck
years.
for years when? From 18 to 20? What the fuck are you talking about?
All throughout
High school? I mean, I'm talking about like in your 20s, late 20s, you're living with 12 guys in a 2-bedroom apartment, which is what I did. And you're sleeping like sardines, like it's Amistad, right? And no one can eat. And I was in despair. There was many times in my career where I was in despair. I've gone through so many like phases in the comedy business, you know what I mean, where stand-up was dead, or, you know what I mean, this was in and this was in, you know what I mean? I've been able to figure out how to like kind of adapt to each era. When you're poor, but when you have some money, why do I?
So a lot of people that were poor at some period of time in their lives are less scared of going back to being that because they know what it was like. And they know it's not like the worst thing in the entire world.
It's the worst thing in the whole world.
You really think so?
Being poor?
So I know I've heard this from plenty of people that have been in situations like that where like, okay, I could always go back to sleeping on my parents' couch and I'm totally cool with that. That's why they're not afraid of.
Well, I could, you're right. I mean, I could go to my mom, like if really things went bad, because I bought my mom's house and it's a small little house in Phoenix. So if things got really bad, I could go home, live in my room, and do that. It'd be so depressing, but yeah, I guess I could do that. But I think I would be so depressed if that happened. Wouldn't you be depressed?
I don't know. I think I would be fine with it.
How about you, living at your mom's house?
Yeah, probably.
No money.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I would
probably
be fine with it for, but I love going back to this. I do it like at least once a month.